What's up, guys? We're out here at Arthur Story Park in Houston. Not in the part of the park, but right off to the side of it where Brays Bayou cuts nearby. It goes right under the freeway. Now, I have fished here before with zero success. Only one time, didn't catch a thing. However, I did miss a few takes, and you can see a species of fish in here just hitting the surface of the water constantly, a species that I've always wanted to catch, and that is an armored catfish. Now, that tells me a couple of things. Number one, I've hooked them before, so I know they can be caught, so I can catch armored catfish. Number two, it tells me that there's also going to be carp in here. Now, that could go without saying. You can find carp in almost every Texas water source as long as it's fresh water. But where I find armored catfish, I tend to find a lot of carp and a lot of buffalo. They tend to like similar environments, so I'm pleased with that. I also think there's some sunfish in here, because the last time I was here I also saw some bugs on the top of the water getting attacked by something. Not huge, about this big. Fits the bill for a sunfish. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are right here next to this, almost like a giant culvert, if you will. So, Brays Bayou cuts right through here, underneath this, and follows the channel, and it gets a little bit more of the natural setting with the natural banks that are not man-made, where it kind of goes through and cuts through the soil a little bit. But over here it's all concrete, which is why I have the sunglasses, because the light just reflecting right into my face, because it's all this white concrete. But what we're going to do first is we're going to put some ground bait right down here and start off with one of our smaller rods. That is exactly how I missed that last take. Mostly I just wasn't paying close enough attention to it. I thought the carp or whatever it was would make a longer run. It picked it up, moved it, dropped it. So I think what we're going to have to do is touch ledger. But first, let's get some ground bait in the water. Now, this ground bait is lethal, y'all. We have to put it in a biohazard bag. It's so effective. So get some of this, squeeze it. And for those of you who are wondering, I have a biohazard bag because I used to use it for work. And I had some left over, and I didn't have any plastic bags to use except biohazard bags. So I brought that today. So little chunks of ground ball, I think I'm going to put them, let's just start close. Just start right down there. You can see where that landed. In an environment like this, it's easy to keep track of where you're throwing your stuff, because I mean, I'm throwing it, 10 feet down, 10 feet away. In a lake, it's a little bit harder, because you think, oh, I'll just look where the ripples are, but they grow super quick, and then they meet other currents. That should be enough for now. They meet other currents and wind resistance, and suddenly you have no idea where you were fishing. I just saw one of those catfish come up right over there, guys. That might be where we put a second line. But first, let's get line number one, light tackle rig, right there. All right, guys, we're baited up. I've just got a small piece of ground bait smushed on the hook. 2 SSG shot on the line. I'm just gonna toss it right where that ground bait is. Well, guys, the fishing is really tough here, which is frustrating because there's so many fish. I don't think I've been to very many places where I could see so many fish and not manage to hook one at all. And I think the reason for that is because they're all armored catfish. And armored catfish have this underlying mouth, so it's an inferior mouth, but not traditional inferior mouth like you'd see with like a red drum, where the top of the mouth overlaps the bottom of the mouth. It's more like, here's the fish's nose, and then down here is a sucker-shaped mouth, like a circle. And they move along the bottom and they suck up, dead matter, algae, things like that, which makes them very, very difficult to hook because they don't take a lot of different baits. That's why I think the only time I've ever hooked one, I was using a little bit of ground bait just kind of stuck onto a hook. It is possible we'll get another one like that, but chances are very slim, which, I mean, hey, what's the fun if it's not challenging? But, yeah, we might be here for a bit. We just lost the fish, so I hooked it, saw it come up to the surface, felt the weight of it, maybe a 2-pound fish. Saw the silver flash, meaning it was probably some type of carp, and then it threw the hook because I lost the first hook I was using. So what I'd done is I'd put on a cheaper hook because I wanted to get it out quickly again, and it was easier to tie. But cheaper hook being a cheaper hook, the hook point didn't set the way I wanted it to, and I lost that fish. So now I'm putting another traditional carp hook on here. So they're incredibly sharp and they set in the fish's mouth much more effectively. Gross. Let me get this back out there. You get a little piece of ground bait out, smush it over the hook. See, the thing is, the fish had picked up my bait and taken it once or twice. Still a piece of fluorocarbon in my mouth. He had taken the bait once or twice before I hooked him, which means he's really feeding right now. It's actually, the ground bait's working. It's got that fish active. It's got him really picking up every piece he can get because he hit it pretty soon after he hit the water. All right, finally we have a fish on. Not sure what it is yet. Oh, it's a lovely carp. Let's get the net for this one.
What kind of fish is it?
It's called a common carp. You can come see it if you like. You can have an audience in a moment. My favorite kind, though, kids. I love it when kids take an interest in wildlife.
Do we just walk down there?
All right, be careful.
Do we have to
Look at this, guys. Lovely, lovely carp. I'll show you in the light in just a moment.
I can walk by myself. It got red lips. It's dead.
No, he's still alive.
You don't have to touch it. Look. Oh, that's a big one. What kind of fish you said it
It's
is?
called a common carp.
Common carp.
There's a lot of different carps, but people just call this a common carp because this is the way most of them look. And he's got a sucker mouth, and he sucks stuff up off the bottom of the river there.
You still have blood in it?
Do you eat those stuff?
No, ma'am. Most of the fish I catch, I release, but even if I was catching fish for food, I wouldn't eat one of these.
Can I touch it? That called dry. Can
What
I
are
touch
the,
it?
What are the black ones that we see?
What you're seeing come up to the surface are...
Oh.
It almost got away from me. You're seeing armored catfish. Yeah, it's a type of catfish that doesn't normally live here. A lot of people bought them from like pet shops, and when they released, like they get too big, they put them in the waterways around Houston, and they do pretty well.
See how big it is? It's a big one.
You gonna kill it?
They get, no, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him swim in the water again.
How many fish you caught since you've been there?
So this is the first one.
That's the
First one.
You about to throw it in there?
I'm gonna walk down and I'm gonna let him swim away. So I've got a camera right there. I'm gonna take his picture and I'm gonna let him swim away.
see the mark on
Wait,
it?
is that a eye?
Yeah, he's got an eye here, and that's his nose. Fish's nose is up by his eyes.
Oh.
That's how he
Mama, I
smells.
want to start right here.
Well, y'all have a good one, guys. God, I love stuff like that. As a science educator, you live for moments like that. Anyway, let me show you this fish in the light. Alright guys, now I'm in the light. You can see this beautiful carp I've got. And it took some of our ground bait. Very gentle take, almost didn't feel like a fish, just a little pull. Actually, I thought it was the small crayfish when it was on the line. Until I set the hook, and then he gave me a heck of a fight. Really, really beautiful animal. I just love carp, you know that by now. Just wonderful. And this one doesn't have quite as much red coloration. Really silver fish with a little bit of gold running down his back. Just fantastic. I love fish. Fish are the best animal. Gonna put this fish back in the water. Try not to slip here. A lot of times, see how this is, it looks dry, but your feet will go through it because it's just mud that's caked over and sun-dried on top. Beautiful fish. It's the best part about fishing right here. There he goes. Wonderful. I want to save some of my ground bait, so I'm not going to stay out here too much longer. So I might have just a few more minutes watching the line, then I'm going to head home. Anyway, check out the park. We're going to come out here and do another video because there's 3 water sources out here. There's Brays Bayou on the side of the park, but the park itself has a fairly decent sized pond. You know, it's like a small lake or a big pond, kind of like if you ever went to Herman Lake by the Houston Zoo. It's actually a little bit bigger than that, I think. So it's maybe a few acres. So we still have yet to fish that. And then on the other side of the bayou, there's a channel, a much wider drainage channel with slower moving water that flows into the bayou, and they connect, which means all species in the bayou can be found probably in both other waterways. So we'll come out here and we'll fish different areas. I'm also going to make a video for you guys on how to formulate and make that ground bait that I like so much, which I'm convinced is responsible for why I caught a fish today, not the last time I was out here, because I didn't use the ground bait when I was out here the last time. I didn't use this particular recipe, which it's killer. I'm telling you guys, there's a reason I put it in a biohazard bag. Anyway, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Keep your eyes peeled and see what's coming up next. If you have a park that you'd like to see me visit, maybe you have an idea of what I could get there, or maybe you've been there before and you know something about it, please share it with me in the comments below. I'd love to have an expedition out to a park like that. I've already got one request, so I've got to plan a trip for that. Much more to come. A lot of sea fishing videos, a lot of freshwater videos. I know I do a lot of carp fishing, but we're going to do some shark fishing as it gets warmer, a lot of ray fishing, you know, black drum, red drum, all kinds of stuff. Oh, that wasn't a fish. Some kid threw a rock in the water. Scared me to death. And we're going to do one on largemouth bass pretty soon too. So keep your eyes peeled. Lots of good things to come. And until they do, I'll see you guys later. Oh, guys, much bigger fish on. Actually stripping the reel. Oh, this is a big fish. Fight it gently. Oh, it's a huge carp. I may have spoken too soon about the quality of fishing in here. Oh, oh man, this is a decent fish. Got him. Got him. Oh. Check this out, guys. This is easily my PB carp. This is, oh my gosh, this is a huge fish. This fish is massive. Oh my gosh. All right, let me unhook him. And he is, yeah, hook came out so fast. The hook was barely in his mouth. Okay. I have to cut the line here. It's just tangled. All right. Wait till you see what I've got. Wait till you see what I've got. I take back everything I said about the quality of the fishing in this park. This is a massive, massive fish. He's so big, I'm trying to get the camera straight. He's so big that when he took off, the monofilament dug into my finger and cut my hand. Oh, check out the size of this huge fish. Oh, look at this, guys. This is a big fish. And look at that gorgeous, vibrant yellow tail. This makes me so happy right now. And I mean, it took like a perch. It just barely picked up the bait and it just ran with it. Huge big tail, huge big scales. That's what I like. I would put this carp easily over 15 pounds, maybe closer to 17 or 18 pounds. Big, big fish. Nice bright colors. I'm telling you guys, you know, I thought I was out of here. I thought I was going home with just that one small fish and this monster of a carp. just took that bait. What a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. This one definitely deserves a release on camera. All right, here we go, guys. This big fish is gonna take off so fast. What a monster. And there he goes. To swim free somewhere down there. What a great fish. More fishermen have turned up. He's using the same bait I am. He's got cornbread on. Now he knows what he might be in for. If he doesn't already. He's probably caught a fish bigger than that, who knows? Wow, this has turned into a fantastic day of fishing. I think on that note, we will head home now. What a fantastic day. Arthur Story Park. You know, I wasn't giving it a glowing recommendation at first, but I am now. Check it out. Great fishing to be had.